All right, so see, in the fall time, like what we're in right now, this is when the hackberry is ripe, right? So as we can see here, it's about pea sized and maroon shaped, kind of like red purplish, as I said in the last video. So this is how you know it's ripe and ready to pick. Alright, so in the next segment of the video, we're essentially gonna, with the yield we have, it's not the biggest yield, but guess what, it's still a yield. So with this yield of the hackberries that I have, I'm just gonna mash them up with the rock, what we have over here, into this like aluminum pan, and I'm just gonna cook it up and see what we can get with it, right? So, you know, people use this to make like energy bars, or like, you know, like energy bars, hackberry milk. I'm not gonna do that this time. Maybe if I get another yield, I'll do that. But just for now, I'm just gonna mash them to a little like paste as much as I can, and maybe form it into some type of cake or bar. And then I'm gonna cook it up and I'm gonna eat it, right? So we just had to move it inside the whole video process because it got too dark way too quickly outside. So we're going to continue the process as can be seen here. Some of these berries are already cracked. Their pits are pretty hard. These hackberries have pretty hard pits, so it's going to be a while before all of them can get cracked into paste, you know? So let's begin. Let's see. right, so let's take a look over here. Right, now that we see all the hackberries are mashed up, I'm gonna make that into a little paste, a little bar, if you will, a little cake, if you will. Who knows what we're gonna turn it into? But I just know that it's sticky enough where you can turn it into some, you know, type of bar. So we're gonna experiment with this right now and see what happens. Okay, it's forming the kind of something. There we go. It looks like water helps with the situation, you know, so it's not sticking on your hands as much. So this is good. Not too much water though. Okay, so we got two energy balls of hackberries here. You know, looks very interesting. It looks like the consistency of like a granola bar. You know, like if you were to get like a trail mix and slap it all together. Um, I'm kind of surprised that this actually worked. I'm not gonna lie to you. Right, the camera's kind of bad over here. There we go. Yeah, because you see like guys on YouTube doing this like all the time, but like when you actually do it, it's like kind of like a wow moment. So I'm pretty impressed with myself with these things over here. This is considered like a wild like superfood. Like you can look up online and it has like all sorts of information about how it has like carbohydrates, fats, all these type of things like that, and like protein too apparently. So now what I'm gonna do with this is I'm just gonna throw these. I'm either gonna say the air fryer or the oven, who knows? And then we're gonna see what we have in the end. Okay, so now that we have our two hackberry balls over here, right? Number one and number two, what I'm gonna do is I have a pan, a pre-buttered pan, like aluminum pan, and I'm gonna throw these two balls in here to cook. And I put butter on here so it doesn't like end up sticky and stuff, right? Because when you cook without butter, like you don't like that, right? So that's what we're gonna do. So yeah, we're gonna put this in right now. We got one, right? We got two. Okay, so we're gonna put it in the bottom of the oven for bake, right? Not at the top, because that's broil. We don't do that here. Okay. And then let's say we're gonna wait like 15 to 20 minutes to see what happens. Okay, so the camera not died, but I ran out of the storage, you know, so those are the trials and tribulation of me and my, you know, phone storage. But again, we're gonna give a little taste test review of the Hackberry, right? The little energy ball. So essentially what it tastes like is, imagine kind of like a nutty, almondy muffin flavor mixed with kind of like dates and honey, you know? That's what I would describe like this hackberry ball as. It's very like seedy, nutritional and dense, you know? Yeah, so I'm gonna get some honey and then add it on top of it and see how it tastes, right? Mm. Interesting. So yeah, now it kind of tastes like basically kind of like a candy bar, you know, for a brief second. It's obviously like natural sugars, so it's not going to be as sweet as something you get from like, you know, the store, like the dollar store or whatever, like a candy, a Kit Kat or anything like that. But this is definitely still pretty sweet, even for just like wild berries, like with honey. You know, those are the only two ingredients I have. This is very sweet. You know, so I give it, I don't know, we're gonna give it like a 7 out of 10, a 6 out of 10 right now. More recipes to come, you know, with hackberries. Like I might combine like, you know, let's say like acorn bread with hackberries to make like a superfood bread type of thing, as these are both staple wild foods, you know? So yeah, that was me experimenting with hackberries and, you know, just fooling around with them. So I hope you enjoyed this video.